Hi everyone, I just returned from 3 days in Eugene watching 16-year-olds play volleyball all weekend. I'm kind of catching my breath. So I want to make sure that you have noticed the discussion forum for this week. It's a little bit different, easier for your first post, but a little bit more challenging for your follow-up post. So I want to make sure that you schedule a little bit of time for it this week. This is essentially what I would do if you were in an in-person class, we would have a peer workshop. That's essentially what I'm asking you to do this week, but do it online. So your initial post, which I would appreciate if you can make that post as soon as you can, certainly by Wednesday midnight, but sooner would be even better. Pick essay 1, 2, or 3, it's up to you, whichever one you feel like you want a little more help on or a little more advice, and post that to the discussion forum. Once you've done that, when you have a chance, go back in and look at what your peers have posted. I would like you to select one of your peers' essays, one that has not been commented on yet. Okay, this is going to be your test. Please don't comment on one that already has been, because that means that somebody will be left without any comments. Pick one of your peers' essays that has not been commented on yet, and then look at the discussion forum questions. Your response post to that peer will be answering those questions. If you look at what I posted on Discussion Forum 7, it's essentially straight out of our PLA student guide, what the requirements are for the abstract for section 1, 2, 3, and 4. I thought it might be helpful to have that verbiage right there in front of you while you're critiquing that essay. Couple things that I want to warn you about, and I would say this in an in-person class as well. These are sort of two ways that workshops can go wrong. One is the student who says, and some of you may have experienced this before, perfect, it's wonderful, I'm sure you'll get an A. And that's all they say. It's not very helpful, right? Because you have nowhere to go with that. You have no changes that you need to make, and then you end up getting a C and you're frustrated. So hopefully that won't happen. But please don't be that person. There's always something that we can say. There are ways to say it. If you're the kind of person who doesn't want to sound critical, you don't want to sound like you're complaining, there are ways to say it kindly. You can say, man, I loved it when you did X. I'd like to see more of that in section 3 or wherever it might be. Or I like the direction you're heading here, but you seem to stop. I think it would help if you did more of that. Or what I've seen some of you do in your discussion forums is to say, man, this is a place that I really struggle too. I think we both need to work on adding more sources in section 3 or telling stories more directly in section 4, whatever it might be. Okay, if you want to go through their essay and make track changes on it and post that, that would be great. I'm not requiring you to do that. What I'm asking you to do is post directly into the forum your answer to that peer, the answers to the questions that I've posted. But let me say again, there is an option on a discussion forum if you wanted to make comments directly into their paper as well, and if you see some grammatical things that you could correct or things on the references page, that's a bonus. So I want you to think of what would be most helpful to you as a writer, and then turn around and be that person for your peer. Give as much advice as you would want to receive in exchange. I'm looking forward to reading Essay 3, and I hope all is going well for you this week. Contact me if you have questions. God bless.